So what's up, guys? This is DJ.
This is Ronnie.
And we are with Big Chief Vapor Products.
Today we come to you with a large stack of letters. They would be specifically for Congressman Steve Scalise, right there. We've got a nice little letter that we wrote up trying to get our congressman to support HR 2058 and the Cole Bishop Amendment. And this is wave one right here. We will be doing multiple more waves. We're going to keep them coming until people listen to us. So we highly encourage coming on into Big Chief, sign your congressman up top, print name, signature. We'll stuff it in an envelope and send it off to them, and we're hoping for the best. I don't know how you can ignore that, but hopefully they won't. Also, real quick, before we move on with the video, you can come sign up for CASAA and AVOL. I'm not going to get that too close. Some private information on there. And CASAA is going to be your national consumer group. AVOL is your statewide consumer group. Both of them are going to be sending you information that are going to be able to get your word out to the people that are going to be able to make a difference. So we highly encourage you to come by, sign up in the shop, or you can go to CASAA.org, CASAA.org. They got a little become a member, join up top. Just click that, sign up. For AVOL, you can get in touch with Clifton Bray at cliftoncbray@gmail.com. Gmail. That's
cliftoncbray@gmail.com.
What he said. And so now I think we got that stuff out of the way. And we're going to try to move on with our lives here, get back to normal a little bit. And we're going to begin with this fine piece of machinery right here.
Alright, guys, so here we have the Reuleaux by Wismec. This is the Reuleaux RX200S.
Fancy.
Alright, so inside the box here, you have one Reuleaux RX200S. No batteries included, as usual. A styrofoam piece that it sits in. Your user's manual.
Very important.
A warning card, which is also pretty important. It says, please be careful not to use batteries with torn casings, as it is a safety hazard.
Disc.
Very true. I see it all the time with these customers that come in here, man. And I tell them, we have battery wraps. You want to get your battery wrap? They say, no, it's fine. It still works.
Yeah, no, you don't want to light on fire or anything.
When your device blows up, I'm going to be the first one to tell you I told you so. So, I digress. Back to this. And you have a micro USB cable. You can charge it through the front here. It's always better just to take your batteries out, charge them on a charger.
That's preferred.
That's pretty much, I tell everybody, that's really, the only time you should use that to charge your batteries is if you're out and about, you don't have a charger available, you can just plug it in, get a little juice. So yeah, that's it for the box. We're gonna get up close and personal and show you how this thing works, give you our feedback on it, the pros and cons. So yeah, I'm gonna get to that. Alright guys, so here it is. This is the Reuleaux RX200S. Right now I have it in temperature control, stainless steel settings. Just fooling around with it, no specific reason, but this device does do 200 watts. It goes from 200 to 600 degrees Fahrenheit, and I will cycle through that to show you. So 200 to 600 degrees Fahrenheit. And then once you're at 200, if you want to go into Celsius, you're just going to click that one more time. Boom, now we're in Celsius. So this goes from 100 degrees Celsius to 315 degrees Celsius. As you can see here, very fast.
Extremely fast.
So if you click this button 3 times, what it's going to do, 1, 2, 3, boom. So now I can cycle through the different functions. So you got nickel, titanium, stainless steel, TCRM1, which, you know, I'm not sure what it is, but I'm assuming that it's like a preset function for temperature control. Don't quote me on that. Could be wrong. I'm gonna look into it though. 1, 2, 3. We're gonna get it back to wattage. So boom, now we're on wattage. All right, so click it 3 times again. 1, 2, 3. If I click the left button instead of the right button, click left. It's gonna switch down here so I can change my amps to either A, my puff count, or B, the seconds I spent hitting the device. Back to amps, hit the the left button again. It's gonna go up to your battery here. If you click the right button, you could either go through your standard battery bar here, or you can get the percentage. Me personally, I'd rather the percentage because then you know exactly how much battery you have left instead of trying to gauge it and see where it's at. We also have a spring-loaded 510 connection, which is a must nowadays. And right here, like we said, they have a USB charging port. USB charging cable. This is where it plugs into. Same back door as the RX200. You have 3 batteries, 3 18650s. In the back here, it's going to be negative up top, positive at the bottom. This battery in the front here is going to be positive up top, negative down at the bottom. And one last thing here. If you turn the device off, let me put this back door back on. The device is off now. If you hold down these 2 buttons here, what's going to happen is it's going to flip the orientation of the screen. So flips it upside down. Have no earthly idea why anyone would want this upside down.
Some people might vape upside down.
Never know. So we're just going to flip this right side up just for knowledge, so you know how this thing works. And then once it's on, if you click the same 2 buttons and hold them down, it's going to lock it. So now the keys are locked. You can still fire it, you just can't change your wattage. So we're going to unlock that. And now we're going to jump back to full screen, and we're going to take a couple hits off of this thing.
Woo.
Alright. Now for the pros for this device. First and very most important pro is the screen. Very good job with that screen. Way better.
You can come here and put these side by side.
Way better screen than what they had before.
What the hell? It's basically the same thing that they had in the original Reuleaux in this IPV right here.
Yeah. Perfect.
Leagues beyond.
This is perfect. Every device should be like this. Other pro. Plenty of battery life. There's 3 18650s in here. You should be good for like 2 days.
Clouds for days.
Clouds for days, bro. What else I got? Other pros. There's plenty of options for it. You got, 3 different temperature controls. You got nickel, titanium, stainless steel. Does 200 watts. Plenty of power. And the last pro, which is probably the second best pro for me, is that battery gauge right there.
Yes.
It says 90% battery right now, instead of having, let me get to it, oops, wrong button. Instead of having this bar where I gotta guess that that's 90%, I'd never guess that that was 90%. I would say like, oh yeah, my battery's still full, round up. But yeah, more pros than cons on this and the Goon.
Any stars? Any stars for the Reuleaux? Or are we just gonna introduce the stars in the Goon?
I'll give this.
Stars coming at you.
I'll give this an 8 out of 10.
That's a good rating.
8 out of 10, only because most of my RDAs that I use on a daily basis don't sit fully flush on here, and really the only one that does sit flush that I use on a daily basis is my Goon.
But that's, that's DJ's perspective here.
That's me.
That's his RDAs.
That's me.
You might have different RDAs that fit flush, and it would be a 9 or a 10.
Yeah, so. Exactly. The second con that I have, and this is another personal thing, it's really heavy. It's very heavy. It's battery. Almost a workout just to hold this freaking thing all day. There's a little weight difference from here to here. This is heavier without, this has got batteries in my RDA. This is just the RDA, the device with the batteries, and I could definitely feel the weight difference between the two. This is definitely lighter. But that's about it. That's all I got, really. So yeah, I'd give it 8 out of 10. Solid.
Very good. Very good.
That's still a passing grade.
Absolutely.
That's a, what is that, B?
C? B, I believe.
Depends on the grading scale. Yeah. We'll say it's a low B.
Yeah.
We'll give it a low B.
Give it a low B.
So yeah, guys, that's all we have for today. And as usual, keep kicking ass like a big chief.
Till next time. Don't
guns.
The people, guns.
So this isn't really the best build in here for this device. Really, it's built to work really well with the Cricket, but either way, you'll see how it performs. It's at 50 watts right now. I have a 0.54 ohm build, and it's running at 5.2 volts.
Boy,
plenty of vapor. Only at 50 watts.
Incredible, if I must say so myself. Just look at the plumes. It doesn't really plume. We got a fan going on up there, so it's kind of dismantling the clouds. But hey, it's
a little bit more.
It's the summer in New Orleans, and it's hot. So we got the fan on.
But yeah, plenty enough vapor. So now we're going to get to the pros and cons. The only con I can really think of... The only con I can think of is with my Aeolus, it doesn't sit... I don't know if you're going to be able to see it really. It's a hairline.
Mine does on the IPV.
But you can see through there a little bit. There's a little hairline where it doesn't quite sit down flush, and it bugs me. A lot of my...
See, I wonder if that's the Aeolus's fault or not. Because
I don't know, because it's a...
IPv5, same thing.
It might be. I don't know.
It might not be the Rouleau's fault, folks.
It fits... No, because... I'll talk about that later. But with my Goon, it sits perfectly flush.
It's flush.
Perfect. This together is a very nice combo. I love this setup. This RDA and this device together. It's like they were made to go together, in my opinion. But another con, I guess you could say, it's really opinionated, is the whole firmware thing. There's no firmware update for this yet. What you get is what you got. It's going to be 200 watts. The version before this, there was a firmware upgrade where you can change the font on the device. The turn-on screen is a little different. Somebody had one that said Deadpool. Another one was one that was Dragon Ball Z, which is cool, but I could really care less about that. I could also care less about 250 watts, which is, I put the air quotes over con for this one. I don't see it as a con. It's not really a big deal to me. Some people might want those little, those little bells and whistles, as I'll call it, where they can change the font and kind of customize it to what they want it to. But as long as it produces the vapor and gives me my nicotine, I'm totally happy.
All that matters.
But like I said, that con is totally subjective.
Subjective con. Sorry. Coming at you with the high-tech graphics.
So next, we are going to be talking about the Goon RDA. Here I have the black Goon. You can't really see the symbol on it too well. There it is. About 528 custom vapes. So we're going to get up close and show you this guy.
This bitch focus.
Turning up the brightness. Alright, so here is the Goon RDA. Like I said, it's the black Goon, as you can also see if you know your colors. Inside here, this is what the build deck looks like. You don't have your standard posts. It's almost like two big blocks with these little bars on them that you lift up to put your build into. The best way to build onto it, how I do, is I just flip the whole RDA upside down, put my build in there, and then tighten it up in place where I want it. This RDA, read some specs out for you. It has a 1/2-inch drip tip here, as you can see, very wide bore. It's a 24 millimeter RDA, standard 510 connection, copper screw. There is a gold-plated bridge post, which are these here. These are the bridge posts. Gold-plated steel clamps. That's what these little pieces here that you pick up. Those are the clamps. It is hybrid safe. That pin it does protrude, so you can put it on any hybrid device, which is awesome. It has peak insulators, and the positive and negative bridges are easily replaceable. Another big thing that I do like about this, with most RDAs, if you have any problems with the center post spinning, normally you can tighten it up, but about the side posts, if it's not milled to the deck, you're kind of shit out of luck. They're just going to keep spinning and eventually break. At that point, once they start spinning, they're broken as it is. With this, I noticed I had a little wobble in both of the bridges, I guess you can call them. But down here, as you can see, there's a post to tighten this here. I'm sorry, not a post. There's a screw to tighten this here, and there's another screw here. There's a Phillips in there to tighten the other bridge. So that's awesome. They have 2 screws where you can tighten it down and snug this up so it doesn't move on you. If it starts spinning, easy fix, flip it upside down, screw those tighter, and then problem solved. With the black goon, it does cut. The only difference between the black goon and the stainless steel or copper really is just the tip. They sent me with another tip. It's a bigger tip, but I almost feel like I get a more restricted airflow out of it. So it looks like it's still the same diameter like this, that 1/2 inch, but it pretty much covers the whole top here. I'm not a big fan of it. If they'd have sent me with another one of these, I'd have been just as happy. This is the one I stick with for the most part. I like the way it feels. The other one's just a little too big and bulky, but as long as you don't have the black one, you really don't have to worry about that. Plus, they give you this tip, so it's really not a big thing to worry about. So yeah, so we're gonna go back up to full view and talk about this a little bit more. Here we go. All right, so pros and cons with this RDA. Pros. Pros. Plenty of airflow. For the most part, I keep it 2/3 of the way open. There's 3 little holes. Keep 2 of them open, 1 of them closed. It does have airflow configuration for single coil. I know that's really hard to see, but there's dual. There's the single right there. There's nothing on the other side. You can't see through it. I do like that it's gold plated. It's more conductive. You're going to get a better hit out of it. I really, really like that there's screws on the bottom for both of the posts so you can tighten it up.
Big pro.
As far as cons go, let me finish off with my pros. I have a couple more pros.
Hand is getting ready.
Flavor is on point.
Pro.
Vapor production is on point.
Pro.
Overall, it's awesome. I love it.
Woo!
As far as cons go, now for the cons. As far as cons go, the only thing that I really have is the build deck. It's a little tough building on this at first, but after the first couple times doing it, it's normal again. It's like building on your RDA for the first time. Same concept with this. It's totally new design. You just got to get used to it. But it's really not a bad con, but it's something to be said. But with that being said, I would give this. For now.
We're giving stars now?
For now.
Ooh, we're giving stars, folks!
I would give this a 10 out of 10.
Woo!
I'd give it a 10 out of 10 because I really freaking like this RDA.
Top notch. Top
for
notch.
now,
Can't
unless
even see my hand. Top notch.
Unless I find something that really goes wrong with it, that may change. But for now, I've been using this.
It's got 3 months to 2 months to change.
2 weeks, 3 weeks. I've been using this. 2 weeks maybe.
Maybe.
And I love it. It's totally replaced my aorless light, which I've been using since I got it.
Yeah, that's been a while.
It doesn't leave my personal space. It's in my backpack in case I ever want to use it. But yeah, I love this thing. Totally replaced this for now. I'll still be using this on my Cricut. This doesn't fit flush on it. That is another con. I do have another con. Since it's 24 millimeters, it doesn't quite sit flush on most of my mech mods. It only fits flush on one, which is my limitless sleeve mod. It fits flush on here, and that's about it. It doesn't fit flush on my Cricut. Most of my 22 millimeter mech mods, even my IPv3, it's got a little bit of hangover, but not even really much to complain about. See, just right there, there's a little bit of hangover. Kind of can't even see it on the camera, but it's there. Trust me. But yeah, that's the pros and cons. I give it 10 out of 10. So yeah, I think that's all I have today. We've covered the Reuleaux RX200S. We have covered the Goon RDA. Both really, really awesome devices. They pair well together. Yeah, so thumbs up on that.
Thumbs up from me.
Both thumbs up. 4 out of 5 thumbs.
Yep. Where's the 5th thumb?
In my butt.